Meanwhile, senior Supreme Court lawyer Prashant Bhushan has also gone ahead and moved the Supreme Court. He has challenged the government's decision to send CBI Chief Alok Verma on leave. Prashant Bhushan, in fact, has said that the CBI Chief has a fixed tenure of 2 years under the Lokpal provisions and cannot be asked to go on leave. Well, Prashant Bhushan has been consistently maintaining that the Central Vigilance Commission has no jurisdiction in appointing or removing a transfer of a CBI officer. In fact, the role of the CVC is only restricted that of supervising the CBI. And according to the CBI Act, it gives the CVC powers of superintendence over the CBI. So on that contention, Prashant Bhushan has now moved the Supreme Court. Anisha joins us for more on this. Anisha, and this was expected. Prashant Bhushan, he's been continuously claiming that the act is unconstitutional. It's completely wrong. It's unequivocally illegal. It has been done in violation of the law as well.
Well, yes, Prashant Bhushan has been saying since yesterday that he will be moving the Supreme Court, and now he has filed a petition before the Supreme Court, which is not only challenging the CVC's order to transfer. What he's claiming is that the order to withdraw work from Alok Verma amounts to a transfer under the DSPE Act, that is a Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, which is something that the CVC could not have done without the approval of a high-powered committee, the panel which includes the Prime Minister, the CJI and the Leader of Opposition. This is also an argument that Alok Verma had raised in his petition that was filed before the Supreme Court yesterday. Further, however, Prashant Bhushan has asked for Supreme Court for orders to remove Rakesh Asthana from the CBI and set up a special investigative team to probe the corruption allegations and the FIR against Asthana and other officials against whom FIRs have been lodged by the CBI itself. So what Prashant Bhushan is now saying is that not only should there be a complete investigation into what exactly is going on in the CBI, he's also saying that the CVC and the government could not have sent the CBI Director Alok Verma on leave because that violates the provisions of the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. Now, Prashant Bhushan wants this matter to be heard tomorrow along with the plea filed by Alok Verma. The Chief Justice of India has, however, not given a clear order.
Tomorrow is also the day when the former CBI Director, who's been asked to go on leave, who has been stripped of all of his responsibilities and charges, his petition will be coming up for hearing as well. And speaking of Alok Verma, well, there was high drama outside his residence in the national capital. His security personnel have detained 4 men from outside his house for suspicious movement. These men, who you're seeing on your screens right now, have been accused of snooping on the CBI chief. They've now been handed over to the CBI police. Police sources have told India Today that all of the 4 have Intelligence Bureau identity cards, and they also were seen outside the residence of the CBI chief Alok Verma. Their credentials are presently being verified. 2 suspicious cars have also been found outside the CBI chief's residence in New Delhi. These are the visuals on the 4 men who were seen outside the residence of Alok Verma. They were seen to be in a very suspicious manner moving around, and that's when the security of Alok Verma immediately acted upon and literally dragged these 4 men by their shirts across the road. The men have now been handed over to the police. A case has been filed. Let me go straight across now to Ashutosh for more details and updates. Ashutosh, now you've been outside Alok Verma's residence for the longest time. Take us to the sequence of events. When exactly did the security personnel of Alok Verma spot these 4 men? What did they find so suspicious about their movements and activities? Tell us what happened. Okay, we've just lost contact there with Ashutosh. We'll just try and establish contact with him. But Alok Verma security guards catching these men, and there was a lot of drama, a lot of ruckus outside the CBI director, the former CBI director's residence, Alok Verma, after he was stripped of all his responsibilities and charges in the CBI feud case that has been going on for the last few days. These are those 4 men, and they have the Intelligence Bureau identity cards. The Home Ministry, in fact, has said that this was nothing but a routine exercise, especially in sensitive zones. This was a normal patrolling exercise that was being done. I've got my colleague Ashutosh back. Ashutosh, you have been tracking all the developments outside Alok Verma's residence. Tell us what exactly happened. When did the security personnel of Alok Verma spot these four men? What exactly were they doing? What did the security find so suspicious about their mannerisms and their movements?
So it need to be seen with the the whole drama and now the confirmation that is coming from Intelligence Bureau that they could be probably the IB men, and the kind of clarification that has been given that they were on the usual duty, routine duty. Now let me tell you, this is residence of CBI, CBI chief. Now he's the ousted CBI director Alok Verma. This is completely high-profile area, almost 3 to 4 houses away, almost 2 to 300 meters. There's a residence of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Now this is completely, a VVIP zone. A lot of ministers, that's residence that put up on here this road on Janpath. Now where was the first vehicle where 2 suspects were nabbed? Now that is the stretch left front, the left side of the left corner of the front gate of CBI, the CBI ousted director Alok Verma's residence. There was first car where 2 suspects were nabbed. Now another car with the 2 suspects that was on the rear side, the back side of this, where the back gate of this residence is, there was another car. Now, is it a coincidence? IB clarification says that this is routine duty. They are probably deployed on the usual in the VVIP zone. This is now one car at the left corner of the front gate, another car at the right corner of the back gate. Was it a coincidence? That is the question and suspicion coming up.
Okay.
Now,
all right, Sanjay Jha from the Congress is also joining us. Ashutosh, kindly just stay on with us. We just heard Mr. Sanjay Jha from the Home Ministry. They're saying that this was just a normal patrolling exercise in a high-profile security zone like that of Mr. Alok Verma and the adjoining houses. But these 4 men, they are now, they've been handed over to the police. A case has been filed. It's been confirmed that they are from the Intelligence Bureau, and they in fact have now been evicted from the site for suspicious activity. Your thoughts and reactions?
Avantika, who does the Intelligence Bureau report to? We all know it reports to the Ministry of Home Affairs. And ultimately, who is the big boss there? We all know that is Mr. Narendra Modi. Now, just 24 hours ago, we found there was a midnight operation to remove the CBI director. I mean, very intriguing, extremely peculiar, disturbing, and altogether unprecedented. Why would you remove the CBI director and have a new man take over at 1:45 a.m. in the morning? Why? As I think you also reported, there was a huge cavalcade of cars that accompanied the appointment of Mr. Nageshwar Rao. I mean, clearly you can see that this is a brutal exhibition of what I call as fascist power by the Narendra Modi government. Now, the fact that you have 4 people from the Intelligence Bureau who have confessed that they were outside Mr. Alok Verma's house, I mean, it raises the ultimate suspicions of what is this government trying to do. I mean, this is snooping, this is stalking. Why?
And interestingly, we aren't seeing this kind of scrutiny on the other officer who has also been asked to go on leave in the wake of the present controversy that has hit the CBI. This kind of close inspection, the officers of Alok Verma who are investigating against Mr. Asthana, all of them being transferred out immediately. What do you make of this kind of scrutiny on one particular individual? And he happens to be the CBI chief, the CBI director, who has been asked to go on leave now.
Avantika, just think about it. We are talking about probably the most powerful bureaucrat in the country after the cabinet secretary. The director of the CBI, in fact, has access to documents on corruption, on politicians, on corporate, on crooks, on money laundering, everything. Now, you have a situation today where he is removed, in our opinion, totally illegally, unconstitutionally. We'll see what the Supreme Court says tomorrow. But the truth of the matter is, look at the circumstances, and you have raised a very pertinent point. I mean, this is happening immediately after he's been removed, and, obviously they believe he's vulnerable, and he's being targeted, and you have 4 people from the IB outside his home. I mean, this is as brazen as you can get. And I'm glad this is out now in the public domain because, they were nabbed by the constables of the director. But what is this basically a manifestation of? I think this is a manifestation of grave political, why call it insecurity, but more important, this is authoritarianism
All right.
at this worst level. I think we are living in extremely extraordinary times, but I call it as an unofficial, undeclared emergency. I think good luck to everybody around this country at the moment.
Right. All right, Sanjay Jha, thanks so much for joining us and giving us your reaction. An unprecedented crisis at the topmost levels of the top investigating agency of our country. Some more breaking news that has just come in right now.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.